Doomsday Clock issue 9 sees Dr. Manhattan collect a Legion ring which has been hurled through time when its user was killed saving Earth's sun in the far future. As John travels through time to multiple points throughout the years, he can still see that in 1 week he will stand on Mars facing Superman, not knowing, wondering if the Man of Steel kills him or if he destroys everything. Meanwhile, all of Earth's heroes race towards Mars thanks to the recent tachyon explosion in Russia being tracked back there. Because of the tachyon explosion, the past, present and future to John is hazy and he cannot see things properly. In Russia, Hawkman and Hal Jordan find the seriously injured Superman in the rubble, having been blasted by what everyone assumed was Firestorm. The world reacts to the news, turning on Superman and Firestorm and marching on the Hall of Justice, where Lois rushes to her husband's side. As the president is tasked with going against Superman, riots erupt around the world, and Wonder Woman, who retreated to Themyscira, reports that she will address the United Nations soon. At Wayne Manor, Bruce awakens from his injuries and asks Alfred what has happened to Firestorm. Ronnie meanwhile awakens, finding that he is separated from Dr. Stein, who he asks about what happened. He learns that they were framed again, much like how they were framed for the Superman theory, only this time it's much worse since they were framed for an explosion. Ronnie thinks that they are in the Hall of Justice, but learns that they are on one of the ships heading towards Mars. Bruce meanwhile heads to the Batcave, where Alfred tells him about the League tracking the explosion that tried to kill Superman to Mars, and they have all gone to contain the threat, but Bruce knows that they are being played. As Bruce tries to get a message to them, the ships land on Mars. The Lanterns all file out and check Manhattan's checkerboard, as well as his photograph they found nearby. Hal scans the surroundings and finds a structure nearby, and as they look for it, Stein confronts the heroes about taking him and Ronnie against their will. As Bruce messages race towards Mars and the Lanterns find the superstructure, Lois is met by Lex, who makes it known that he isn't there to kill Superman. Ronnie wants to do something about Manhattan, but Stein wants to go home, forcing Stein to rejoin with him. However, Ronnie helps the Lanterns seal Mars and create an atmosphere. All of the heroes confront Manhattan at his structure, demanding to know who he is. As Manhunter tries to talk to him, Manhattan says that he is talking to the future Ronnie, thanks to the tachyons messing everything up for him. Guy is sick of waiting, telling Manhattan that they have fought stronger villains and won, but Manhunter stops him and that he knows that Manhattan is confused about what's happening. The Blue Being says that he is confused for the moment and knows that Manhunter will learn his final vision of Superman, thanks to it being inside his head. Supergirl knows Manhattan thinks Superman is a threat and will eventually try to kill Manhattan, so Manhattan tried to kill Superman first. Things escalate, leading to Guy actually hitting and killing Manhattan with one punch. He doesn't die, however, teleporting away but instantly returning to take Guy's ring, curious about the emotional power it has running through it and how it works. Destroying the ring causes the magical users of the group to unleash their power on him. Again, Manhattan is curious at all of the heroes and what they call magic, finding wonder in their power as he harnesses it, using it against them to blast them back. Lois meanwhile learns Lex comes in peace and wants to work with her. Lois still doesn't believe him, and while Lex is happy that Superman is injured, he is indeed there to help, giving Lois his gun, which she points at him almost immediately. Lex reveals that he was the one who sent her the video of the JLA, and it's proof of Manhattan's various victims, another one being Wally West. As Manhattan takes down the heroes, Bruce plans on heading to Mars, learning on TV of Diana's United Nations speech. Manhattan blasts Firestorm, taking Ronnie with him into the past, 7 years ago, just before he got his powers. In the nuclear reactor, Ronnie learns that Stein was indeed part of the government metahuman team that formed the Superman theory and intended to fuse with Ronnie to create a new metahuman to study. Firestorm refuses to believe what he has seen, but Manhattan did it to prove that even hope decays. The heroes continue to pour on the fire, and Captain Atom goes nuclear on Manhattan, destroying his body. Wonder Woman takes the stage at the United Nations, addressing the world about the Superman theory and the fear that is spreading through it. Batman's message meanwhile fails to reach Mars, where Manhattan begins to reform, obliterating all of the heroes once and for all as Black Adam attacks the United Nations, knowing none of the heroes are on Earth to defend it. Doomsday Clock issue 9 finally gave everything everyone wanted to see, Manhattan meeting and fighting the heroes of the DC universe. While I didn't mind the slow burn this series took, I am very happy we are finally getting into the big battles and finally getting into the end game of this book sans all the delays and everything that it's suddenly gone through for some reason. I'm very happy we finally are getting a big battle with Manhattan and him actually showing up and conversing with these heroes we've known for so long. I'm actually really liking how the story has evolved and how this issue had some big revelations, like the Superman theory actually being real and an actual thing that happened. Although it also could just be Manhattan manipulating time and everything, and he's the actual cause of this in an effort to prove that hope does decay and the world will turn to shit eventually. Whereas we're led to believe, like, obviously in the DC universe there's always hope with characters like Wally West and Superman and Flash and all these heroes. It's interesting how Heroes in Crisis posits that hope dies, and obviously so does this series, but Doomsday Clock does it in a much more natural way and, dare I say, respectful way. And it's not just doing it just to be edgy and just to say, like, no, this thing that you liked is dead and you have to like what we are now. It's not doing that, it's actually being respectful of what came beforehand. So it's really intriguing to see what they're doing. I'm looking forward to the final 3 issues, since we are now in the end game and the payoff should be intriguing to see, and hopefully it is worth all of these delays that the book has gone through. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.